Welcome to the Pizza Party. This is the Pizza Guy DIY. Let's get on with the show. We bought the 12-inch Piezano pizza oven. It plugs into your countertop electrical outlet. It's $100. It's 12 inches round. It will cook your average 12-inch frozen pizza, which usually come in at about 11 and a half inches because you're not standing at the grocery store with a measuring tape or a ruler. So, they shrink it up a little bit. All right, so I unwrapped this and I let it thaw to a degree. I saw a couple of YouTube videos who said, hey, when you use your Piezano and you put a 12-inch pizza in there, let it thaw a little bit and it'll come out better. Okay, so I tried that. I set my top and bottom burners to 400 degrees. Oh, and by the way, this is the 12-inch granite stone Piezano. I have no affiliation, no marketing, no sponsorship, no commission, no jack. I never approached them. I ain't got nobody on my channel. I got 30 subscribers, or they're going to laugh at me. But this is the core original 12-inch Piezano. They do make now a Piezano XL, and it is 14 inches. Has a different shape to the heating elements, which I like better. I want one really bad because I have been very satisfied with this thing. And that's enough of that. So setting at 400 top, 400 bottom, I get a 500 reading, and that went up to 550. My pizza stone is running at 588. Uh-oh. And then I dropped the pizza on there. So I'm still running at 4 and 4. And then, I set the timer for 3 minutes. And I decided that I needed to throttle things down a little bit. Because after that 3 minutes, I know I'm bouncing around, I'm sorry. I had to turn the top down to 100 degrees. And I turned the bottom to 300 degrees because it was just cooking too damn fast. And I didn't like how that was going. So I took a deep breath. And I put the top at 400, I put the bottom at 500, set the timer for 3 minutes, and eventually it got a little too melty on top and a little too brown on bottom. And I kind of got worried, so I backed them off. Then I took a look at it after I had the lid up. You can see the thermometer or the needle at the bottom. It's all the way down below 200. And what I ended up doing was cranking it back up 400 top, 500 bottom. I just panicked, right? I saw it cooking so fast that I panicked and I turned it down. I lifted the lid. I didn't want to burn this thing.
Okay, so we just went through another 3-minute segment. I could see that the bottom was not as crispy as I wanted it to be. So on the bottom, I jacked it up to 600. On the top, I went from 400 to 500. It's looking pretty good on the top. It just was looking a little like anemic and pale and blonde and not appropriate. So I added another 3 minutes. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 minutes. At 400, I should have just set it and forget it. I mean, I'm only risking a $4 frozen pizza here, right? That I let thaw, on a cooling rack. And here we are. Anyway, I'm going to leave the lid down and wait for the full 3 minutes to pass, and then I'll check back in. All right, there it is. I jacked up the temps, and wow. Yeah, that got pretty colorful pretty quickly. And it looks pretty crispy, but okay. That looks pretty damn good. Oh, crap. There you go. Oh, man. I didn't want stuff to fall off or to come off on the pizza thing, but here it is. I'm going to have to use the pizza peels to get this thing off, so I got to put this thing down. All right, there it is. It didn't get as good on the bottom as it did on the top, but test one is, guess what? A learning experience. I'm going to do something, even if I'm going to do it myself. Fool around and find out, do something, even if it's wrong, I'll learn from the experience. And what I did learn is that I'm not real hip on, even though it sounds dry and crusty, that's going to be kind of that's not what I wanted. I have one more of these Jack's Supreme pizzas to go. I didn't augment that at all. I didn't add cheese, sauce, nothing on top. It is what it is. Because I wanted to find something that would be like a really cheap baseline test. And maybe over the weekend, or this week, I will bang out 4 8-inch dough balls and start working on the foundation crust. But it is what it is.
So there you have it. Its final form looks pretty good. Ended up being very good. It was more done on top than it was on bottom. I want to point out the scraper at the lower left that I used to scrape my stone clean after my first use. And then I pulled it off with the granite panels, or the bamboo panels, and I square cut my pizza. It had already been sitting on the rack, and everything came out fantastic. fantastic. I was thrilled. And hey, hopefully you'll subscribe, like, share, comment, and realize that you're dealing with a real person here. You're not dealing with a pizza porn construct. I'm not an OnlyFans model, clearly, obviously, but they exist, right? There are people like that out there doing pizza porn, and there are also men doing pizza porn. But hey, you're going to get what you get here. And I think I'm much more real world, realistic, and those other people out there, okay, go watch them. They have slick production values. They want to be a Netflix billionaire. They have a $4,000 camera. I have a freaking phone, dude. I have a phone with no microphone and no lighting and a cheap ass residential kitchen. And I'm just here trying to help a brother out. Catch you next time. Bye.